Step into the past with me as we journey back almost 2,000 years to the heart of the mighty Roman Empire. Imagine a city bustling with life, power, and spectacle, and at its very center, a monument so grand, so ambitious, that it would echo through the ages. Today, we're exploring the legendary Colosseum of Rome. This wasn't just any building. It was the largest amphitheater ever constructed. A project initiated by Emperor Vespasian of the Flavian dynasty around 70 AD, it was a gift to the Roman people. Before this, the extravagant Emperor Nero had built his massive private estate, the Domus Aurea, right in the city center. After his downfall, Vespasian made a powerful statement by reclaiming that land for the public, and on the site of Nero's artificial lake, he began construction of this colossal arena. It was a symbol of a new era, a place for the people, financed by the spoils of war from the Great Jewish Revolt. Completed under his son Titus in 80 AD, the Colosseum was born. Think about the sheer scale of this place. Standing 4 stories high, its elliptical shape was a masterpiece of Roman engineering. It was constructed from travertine limestone, tuff, and brick-faced concrete, materials that have allowed it to endure earthquakes, fires, and the passage of millennia. It could hold an estimated 50,000 to 80,000 spectators, a capacity that rivals many modern stadiums today. And getting that many people in and out was a masterclass in crowd control. The Colosseum had 80 entrances and exits, known as vomitoria, designed so efficiently that the entire massive crowd could enter and be seated in mere minutes. It was a true marvel of architectural planning. So, what drew these enormous crowds? The games, or ludi, were the main attraction, and they were unlike anything we know today. These spectacles were often provided by the emperor or wealthy citizens as a way to gain public favor. They could last for days, even weeks. The opening games held by Titus in 80 AD, for example, reportedly went on for 100 days straight. Central to these games were the Gladiators. Who were these legendary fighters? They were a mix of people, primarily slaves, prisoners of war, and condemned criminals. However, some were volunteers, free men who chose this dangerous life for the chance at fame, glory, and wealth. A successful gladiator could become a celebrity, adored by the crowds and earning a fortune that could buy their freedom. They trained in special schools called ludi, learning to fight with various weapons and in different styles, each with its own specific gear and techniques. You had the retiarius with his net and trident, the secutor with his large shield and sword, and many others, creating diverse and strategic matchups in the arena. The moment of truth came on the sand of the arena floor. The roar of the crowd must have been deafening. Gladiators would enter, parading before the emperor's box and famously declaring, "Hail, Emperor, we who are about to die salute you." The combat that followed was intense and brutal. It wasn't always a fight to the death, as skilled gladiators were valuable assets. A defeated gladiator could appeal to the crowd and the emperor for mercy. The iconic thumbs up or thumbs down gesture, while debated by historians on its exact form, represented the power of the crowd to decide a fighter's fate. It was a spectacle of courage, skill, and survival. But the games weren't just about gladiator combat. The Romans had a taste for the exotic and the spectacular. One of the most astonishing features of the Colosseum was the venacione, or wild animal hunts. Romans would import exotic beasts from all corners of the empire: lions from North Africa, tigers from the east, bears from Germany, crocodiles from the Nile, and even elephants. These animals were sometimes hunted by specially trained fighters called bestiarii, or pitted against each other in brutal fights. It was a display of the empire's vast reach and its power over the natural world. The engineering that made these spectacles possible was just as impressive as the fights themselves. Beneath the wooden arena floor was a complex 2-level subterranean network of tunnels and chambers called the hypogum. This was the backstage of the Colosseum. Here, animals were caged and gladiators waited for their moment. A sophisticated system of elevators and pulleys, operated by countless slaves, would hoist animals, scenery, and fighters up through trapdoors, making them appear as if from nowhere, adding a magical element to the show. Can you imagine the surprise of the crowd as a lion suddenly emerged from the sandy floor? Perhaps the most mind-boggling spectacle of all were the Naumachiae, or mock sea battles. Yes, you heard that right. In its early days, before the hypogeum was fully developed, the engineers of the Colosseum had a system to flood the arena floor with water, turning it into a miniature sea. Specially designed, scaled-down warships would then engage in reenactments of famous naval victories. Thousands of performers would act as soldiers and sailors, creating a breathtaking and surreal display. It's a testament to the Romans' incredible ambition and engineering prowess that they could transform a gladiatorial arena into an ocean for public entertainment. For nearly 4 centuries, the Colosseum was the epicenter of Roman entertainment. It was a place of social gathering, political propaganda, and raw, visceral spectacle. But as the Roman Empire began to wane, so did the games. The rise of Christianity shifted public tastes away from such brutal entertainment, and the cost of maintaining the games became too great. The last recorded gladiatorial fights took place in the early 5th century, and the animal hunts ceased about a century later. After the games ended, the Colosseum's story took a new turn. It was abandoned, repurposed, and plundered. Earthquakes in the medieval period caused significant damage, particularly to the southern side. For centuries, its stones were quarried and used to build other famous Roman landmarks, including St. Peter's Basilica. It was used as a fortress, a housing complex, and even a Christian shrine. It's this long and varied history that gives the ruins we see today their unique character. Today, the Colosseum stands as a powerful, albeit broken symbol of Rome's imperial glory and a testament to its architectural genius. It is one of the most visited tourist attractions in the world, drawing millions of people each year. When you walk through its ancient arches and stand where the spectators once sat, you can't help but feel a connection to the past. Close your eyes, and you can almost hear the echoes of the roaring crowd, the clash of steel, and the ghosts of gladiators on the sand. It's a place that tells a story of power, entertainment, and the incredible enduring legacy of ancient Rome. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. If you enjoyed this exploration of the Colosseum, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into history's most fascinating stories. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure. See you next time.